Honestly,
I think under the right coach, he could do really good again.
Yeah, I don't think Fred Hoiberg's the kind of coach that'll bring Taj, that Taj will perform his best under.
Right. I agree with you. I think since he was used to Tibbs, I think he played really hard and played really well under Tom. But, yeah, I think under Fred Hoiberg, I think you'll see a decrease. So they could possibly ship him out. I know Bobby Portis is a good talent.
I like the pick a lot. A lot of people were mad they didn't take that Tyus Jones. People were like mad. I'm like,
I did not want Tyus Jones.
No,
I'm glad they didn't.
I didn't want a point guard, and this guy fell. He wasn't supposed to be available at 22. And knowing the Bulls front, and the thing is, whoever the media thinks the Bulls are going to take, they never take that guy. I mean, that's just Gar Forman and
Usually
John Paxson.
Not, right?
Really, when was the last time the media, other than excluding the Derrick Rose draft, when was the last time the media or there was a mock draft that actually predicted the guy who the Bulls were going to take? Like usually, at least one mock. Well, there'll be a mock that gets every team.
Yeah, I'm not sure if anyone thought they would take Joakim Noah when they took him in the 07 draft.
Right. I mean, if you pull up every mock draft, one of the drafts probably had most of the teams there was a pick that was right. Except I think the Bulls are probably the one team that no one thought or no one got right because they're all thinking the Bulls are going to take a guard or a small forward.
Right. And Portis was really good. He's great defensively, and he can score like crazy, too. And he was only, in the SEC last year, there was really only two good teams. Kentucky, who ran away with it, and then Arkansas not too far behind. I know that they were a top 25 team all season long. Arkansas was a good team. He was sort of the face of that team. He's really energetic. He sort of reminds me of Joakim Noah, only he's 6 years younger, so that helps. Obviously.
Right, it'd be nice if he could have learned under Noah, except honestly, I think you got to trade Noah. He's got 1 year left on his deal.
It'll be tough, but I think they're going to try to trade him if they can.
See, I think they should because there's probably no reason to re-sign him. I mean, unless he performs really well, because he's going to be 31 at the end of the season. His contract's up. If he leaves, you're not getting anything from him. Like, what if he doesn't like Fred Hoiberg? He's not going to stay.
It's possible, yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't like Fred Hoiberg's
I always
offense.
wondered how. I always wonder, like, when the season starts, like, how upset are they going to be that they're not Tom Thibodeau isn't their coach?
Yeah, really. What if there's shenanigans in the locker room? Notice how the Bulls are like one team that there wasn't a single locker room problem during his entire tenure with the Bulls. Not one.
Pretty much until the very end there when they had the thing about who was going to lead the team, Jimmy Butler or Derrick Rose.
Yeah,
but besides that, there really hasn't been anything.
Right, and that really gives a lot of credit to Tom Thibodeau. I mean, he made sure everyone was behaved, everyone got along. I mean, it was kind of like that, or you probably would be in a lot of trouble with Tom Thibodeau.
Right.
And I'm sure Tibbs would have loved this pick if he was still here.
Yeah, I think he would. Real quick before we go to break, the Rockets were the team that ended up with Sam Decker, the second Wisconsin talent to come off. The Milwaukee Bucks at 17 took Rashad Vaughn, who was projected to be taken by the Bulls. That was the shooting guard from UNLV that a lot of people thought the Bulls would take. So that was the 17th pick. Rondé Hollis Jefferson, great talent out of Arizona. He goes to the Trailblazers. There was some rumors circulating around, but the Trailblazers have shot it down. But apparently, that LaMarcus Aldridge would not be on the Blazers next year. But according to LaMarcus Aldridge and the general manager, that's not true, and he is going to be on the Blazers next year.
Oh, then why haven't they re-signed him?
They haven't re-signed him yet. I guess they got to find the right money.
Even though there was a report the other day that said LaMarcus Aldridge told the Blazers that he was planning to leave.
Right. I mean, obviously, there's always some truth to everything. So
it depends who's reporting the
something
stuff.
Going on.
Because some guys are never right.
Tyus Jones was taken by the Cavs. R.J. Hunter, that guy that had that great tournament game for Georgia State when they upset number 3.
Is that the guy that hit that three-pointer?
Yeah, the three-pointer from like 2 steps away from half court. Yeah. R.J. Hunter, he's a really good shooter. He might be the best shooter in the whole thing. He's really good. I don't know how well.
Did you hear? LeBron is opting out of his contract, and then he's waiting to see what Cleveland does in the offseason to determine where he's going to go next season.
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry. I think he's going to stay with the Cavs, but it's interesting. All these
You never know what.
All these opt-outs around
although
the NBA.
that'd be really funny if he leaves and then you find out the reason is because they didn't fire David Blatt.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting too. Apparently, David Blatt's going to stay. So and
LeBron and him didn't seem to get along.
No, they didn't. All right, we're going to take a break. We will come back. We also have NHL talk as the NHL draft is right around the corner. We'll talk about who the Hawks may pick, and then also who might be shipped out of the Hawks locker room. It seems like after they win a Stanley Cup, obviously there's got to be some unfortunate moves made.
Some of the moves aren't always for the salary cap issues. Like 2013, they had to ship guys out because you needed to restock draft picks that you had to trade to acquire guys in the offseason or at the deadline to make that big run. So anyways, we will talk more about the Blackhawks and the draft and potential moves coming up here on the Ryan and Ryan Power Hour on SportsTownChicago.com.
The Ryan and Ryan Power Hour podcast on SportsTownChicago.com.